Attention bowlers, we are going to get started. Welcome to Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire for another amazing and exciting, thrilling Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Kelly. It's great to have you along. We're in Manchester, New Hampshire for Class B North. It is Matt Goodale challenging Caitlin Zoltko here at Lakeside Lanes, the house that Tim Lipke built. And we're going to get started here in just a couple of seconds. It's going to be Matt Goodale, our way bowler, who will be beginning on lane 2 today. Matt Goodale with a season record of 75 and 93. Caitlin Zoltko with a season record of 77 and 91. Here we go, Matt Goodale on the head pin. What a way to start. A 6-7 leave and 8 drop. 7 left, 6 right. 7 sucks, as Paul Grant would say. Anyways, folks, the stage is set for an amazing match here by the Lake Massabesic in Manchester, New Hampshire off a 101, exit 1. Matt Goodale misses a spare. So, hi, I'm Steve here in the broadcast booth. How are you? You look great. 3-ball spare welcomes you to this ACST match, and there's a 10 box for Matt Goodale. We think you're going to love it. You're not going to want to miss this match. The match format, 5 strings with 14 points on offer, 2 points per string, and 4 for total pinfall. If there's a tie, the points are evenly split. Candlepin bowling, based out of New England and Canada, is a bit different from 10-pin. We don't clear the deadwood around the pins, and there are 3 balls per frame if no strikes or spares are thrown. That's a right side setback for Matt Goodale with a 7 drop, 5-6-10. The game is much more difficult than 10-pin with more entropy and much smaller targets. ACST bowlers presently average between 83 and 127 at the extreme ends. And there's Matt Goodale on the setback, almost converting it, leaves the 10. Subtitles and live captions are available should you need or prefer them. YouTube should have a transcript feature handy as well. I'll call the match for you in audio form as well as keep the scoreboard updated on your screen. My scoreboard here is unofficial. The bowlers make the final calls on scores. Any discrepancies they win. If there are any conflicts, I will go with what they have, unless they ask me for another set of eyes. I might sometimes verify scores if things seem out of sync. I appreciate your patience if that happens. I will likely have chapters added to the YouTube description of this video, so you'll be able to jump to certain points in the games if that is your preference. And if in the off chance you like this content, I encourage you to consider subscribing to this channel to help us grow. There's another gnarly split for Matt Goodale, his 3rd in a row. It's a 6 drop. It was a 5-7-10-4 leave. He kicks the 5 into the 10, leaves the 4 and the 7. Matt Goodale sits at 19 after 2. And he'll take the 7, leaving the 4. And that's a 9 box, 28 after 3 for Mr. Goodale. Matt Goodale, it's been a little while since he's been on the program, but he's back. He's back in business. And he'll drop a few. 1-7-10-9. A 6 drop, not a split because the head pin is still up. Piece of wood down there is out of play. It's being rolled away as we speak. Caitlin Zoltko going down to retrieve it. Always like to thank Caitlin Zoltko for taking care of that. Caitlin Zoltko works at Lakeside. We'll talk more about her in just a little bit. All set. Matt Goodale looking to fire on the 1, 7, 10, and 9. Sails into the void. So Matt Goodale perfect on the head pin except for this box with 3 splits. He'll punch 2 in the center and leave the 7 and the 10 for an 8 box for 36 after 4. And Matt Goodale will take 6 out. He'll take a right side 4 horsemen, the 1, the 3, the 6, and the 10 on his 5th frame. It's 5 boxes per rotation. So we'll say hello to Caitlin Zoltko shortly after this frame is completed by Matt Goodale. And we will continue that way throughout the whole match. There's a spare for Matt Goodale, our first of the day. And that caps off a half. That's a good thing to sit on for Matt Goodale. So Matt Goodale's at 46 in a bonus after 5. And it'll be to be continued on that mark that he threw in the 5th. So 46 plus more potentially after 5. We'll say hello next to Caitlin Zoltko, the home bowler out of Lakeside Lanes here today. And here we are. Caitlin Zoltko's first ball is a 3-drop. 6-pack on the right plus the 7-pin. This 6-pack is brought to you by the 25th lane today at Lakeside Lanes. Lots of taps, lots of drinks, lots of everything. Come check it out if you're in the area or at Lakeside Lanes. Great bartenders, great bar. And always be sure to tip your bartender, frequently Caitlin Zoltko or Shane Lipke, among others here at Lakeside Lanes. Caitlin Zoltko takes an 8-box in the first. Caitlin Zoltko, like I said, season record of 77 and 91. She's bowled 12 matches. This is round number 13 in her 13th match. She'll take 6 out on the head pin here. And it looks like it's a favorable spare leave situation. 2, 4, 7, and 8. Caitlin Zoltko averages 106.1 for the season. When she's at home, she averages 106. Away, she averages 106.3. And there is the spare we were talking about for Caitlin Zoltko. 18 in a bonus after 2. Why don't we take a look at that again? That was a 2, 4, 7, and 8. And she plowed right through it. Exactly how you should play it. Caitlin Zoltko's now working on a spare. She sails off to the left of the head pin, or was just kind of straight on to the left of the head pin. She'll drop 5, though, a nice leave. 1, 2, 3, 6, 10. Oh, and Caitlin will get a double spare. She just says her first ball is what needs work, but the second ball, not an issue. Second one in a row. A big 15 followed by a 10 plus with this second spare for Caitlin Zoltko. Excellent, excellent aim. As Caitlin will take another plus a 5 or more fill. It's a 6 fill. A 4 horseman right side situation for Caitlin Zoltko in the 4th box. 39 and a bonus after 3. Goes to fire upon it. Oh, she's just a little bit off the 1-3 pocket, connected with the 3 and the 6 on the outside of the 3. The 1 and the 10 are down there now. Caitlin will poke 1 and leave 1. And that'll be a 9-box for Caitlin in the 4th. For 48. Compare that to 36 after 4 for Matt Goodale. Caitlin Zoltko this season, her high single is 135. High series 586. Perfect box percentage of 49%. She has 20 strikes, 125 spares, and 150 tens for the season. Caitlin Zoltko's just clearing some pin situations down there. Those are not live balls or anything. For those not aware, Candlepin, sometimes we just have a couple more interesting happy accidents with the pin setters, so you know how it is. Caitlin Zoltko will weed whack 6, 3, 4, 6, 10. Split a 6. Caitlin's a little off the object to the right. 3 and 4. And Caitlin will make that a 9-box, and she's going to sit on a pretty good half. How about a 57 half? Not a bad way to start for Caitlin Zoltko with 2 marks early on. Spare 5, spare 6, 8, 9, 9, 57 after 5. 2 for 5 in the head pin, 1 split. Matt Goodale is coming back to the approaches, though, on a mark, 46 and a bonus after 5. Let's see what Matt Goodale does here next when we return on the ACST. Here's Matt Goodale. Raring to go on lane 1. Working on a spare. Just slightly to the right of the head pin. It'll be a 4 fill. An interesting 4 fill. Thought he would have gotten at least a few more pins off of that, but not quite. That's 50 after 5. Goodale is off to the right. Both balls drifting off to the right. And Matt Goodale will leave the head pin for a 9. That's 59 after 6 for Mr. Matt Goodale. So Matt Goodale has a season record, like I said, 75 and 93, average 110.8, high single 142, high series 621 with a perfect box percentage of 50% as he pounds the head pin a little full there, drops 6. 2 left, 2 right. 2, 6, 7, 10 for Matt Goodale. When he's on the road, he averages 110.7, just a little off of his home average of 111.0. Away, he's 46 and 38. Home, he's 29 and 55. Looks to spare things up and get a sweep. Everything but the 7 is going to go down. Piece of wood will rest against the 7 pin. And he'll make that a 9 box in the 7th, excuse me, for 68 and 7 for Matt Goodale. Matt Goodale currently 4th in his division and 8th in the wild card. He'll modestly take down 6 and leave the 4 horsemen right side here, 1, 3, 6, 10. And he'll chop another pin or 2 out and leave 3. Ends up being a 9 box for Matt Goodale. His 3rd 9 box in a row this half. He's just throwing 999 for 7-7 after 8. Now that's what I call alliteration. Matt Goodale will be a slow-moving strike. I'm looking at wiggling pins. I'm looking at more wiggling pins, and they're all gone. That's a strike for Matt Goodale. Keep us waiting, why don't you? Watch this by Matt Goodale. Beautiful shot on the 1-2 pocket, and it took forever. Because look at that 7 pin eventually go down, and then look at the 6 pin eventually go down, or 3 pin, excuse me, and then the head pin eventually goes down, or whatever those were. Actually, I think it was the 6 to the 3, 7 to the 6 to the 3, excuse me. It was just so exciting I couldn't quite keep track. Working on a strike, Matt Goodale for the double, not quite. It was a good splash at least at the beginning. 8 drops so far. 6, 7, 6 on the right, 7 on the left. 2 pins in the middle. And you know, play that wood right and I think it will go on the 6 pin. Probably low-ish, maybe a red line if you're feeling lucky. Something like that. We'll see what Matt Goodale does. Low on the head, low on the wood, and he takes it. A spare on strike, and a big way to end it, a way to salvage that game. He's at 107 and a bonus. A great, great finish for Matt Goodale here, and he's going to throw one more bonus ball. Look at that beautiful shot. And now he's going to follow up on that spare right now. Matt Goodale on the head pin, nice shot. 8 fill, 5-8 left on the deck. That will finish the first game for Matt Goodale with a 115. What a way to patch things up in the last 2 boxes. 3 mark 115 for Matt Goodale as he has a big strike, spare on strike at the end. A big 20 and a big 18 and a big 14 in the 5th carried him to 115. 6 out of 10 on the head pin. A lot of splits, but it didn't seem to matter all that much, especially towards the end. Now let's see how Caitlin Zoltko responds with a 57 half. And here she is. Caitlin's on the 1-2 pocket. She's going to get a big splash and a big strike. And look at that. She was talking about her first ball needing some work, and the work has been done. Put in the work and you'll get rewarded, and that is what happens in Candlepin bowling. In fact, let's see if we can get a replay of that. It was a a modestly quicker strike than Matt Goodale's, but Caitlin Zoltko on the 1-2 pocket, and the 5 pin was the last to fall. My favorite kind of strike is when the 5 pin falls last. Something just satisfying about that. It's Caitlin Zoltko off to the right, and, well, it's a 2 fill so far. Half Worcester on the right side, but you get another ball on the strike fill, so it's not a disaster just yet. 67 and a bonus after 6 for Caitlin. Oh, but it is going to be a 2 fill, unfortunately. Sails into the same hole. 69 after 6. Caitlin Zoltko will take an out of. Pins are still mixing. It looks like it's going to be a 7. That'll be 76 after 7 for Caitlin Zoltko. Caitlin will drop 8. That's a promising leave. 6-10. And that's a spare for Caitlin. No problem there. Let's keep the mark train going here for Caitlin Zoltko. That's 86 and a bonus after 8. And that was an elegant shot on the 6-10 with wood across, perpendicular to the 6. Just had to putt it in. It's like a birdie in golf. Caitlin Zoltko next. We'll fill that spare with 5. 1, 3, 4, 7, 8. Caitlin will chop 1. So she's at 91 after 8. And with that 8 box, it becomes 99 after 9. We have a game, folks. 99 after 9 for Caitlin Zoltko, 97 after 9 for Matt Goodale. It is a must-mark situation now for Caitlin Zoltko, but she's not too far off the mark. And she has 4 marks on the board. Let's see what happens here. And Caitlin will chop 2. It's a half Worcester left side. Caitlin Zoltko on the 1-3 pocket. She leaves the 4 pin, almost converts it, but that will mean the first game goes to Matt Goodale for 2 points. 9 or 10 for Caitlin. It's going to be a 10 for 109, keeping it close. So after the first game, we have 2 over 100 games. We have Matt Goodale with a 115 and Caitlin Zoltko with a 109. Those scores are confirmed. 2 points go to Matt Goodale in the first. But we still have plenty of bowling to go today, folks. We're barely even getting started here. We're only game 1 of 5. We're only 20% done the match. Let's move on to game 2 here on the ACST in just a couple of seconds. I'm Steve Kelly on the call. It's great to have you along on this Sunday afternoon at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. Matt Goodale preparing to fire. Matt Goodale begins with nearly a strike, and I swear that 10 pin was touched. He drops 9. Matt Goodale on the single, and I think he's going to wave it off. He will wave it off as a 9 box. That touched the illegal wood in the channel first. And when that happens, it does not count, and it's bowler's call, and Matt Goodale, exhibiting great sportsmanship, does wave it off as a no-good 9 box in the first box. It's tough for a righty to go right sometimes. And, well, sometimes it's even harder to go straight sometimes as Matt Goodale chops 4, and it's a spread eagle, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Our first spread eagle of the day. Hopefully not a whole lot of those today, but they do happen, the spread eagle. Difficult shot. Got to play 3 to take 3. Matt Goodale takes 3 and gets 1 off the left side, but he leaves 2, the 2 and the 4. That is a hard shot. It's a very unlikely shot to get. But Matt Goodale, what a heck of an out. He almost touches the 10th pin, but it wiggles and doesn't fall. That's another 9 box. 18 after 2 for Matt Goodale. Goodale Hunting. Matt on the head pin. Oh, and will he get a bit of a rolly strike? Not quite, but he's got a 9 drop again with the 10 pin being the remaining pin on the deck. It's looking good with wood all around it. I like the odds. For the spare. He's got it this time. A nice clean shot for a clean spare that time for Matt Goodale. 28 and a bonus after 3 for the gentleman Matt Goodale as he fires on that with 3 pins in front of the 10. Watch this with me again as this goes on the cap of the wood. Plays it well. Goodale firing and mixing. And he gets 6, the 4 horsemen left side. That's 34 after 3. 1, 2, 4, 7 for Matt Goodale. Just a little off the 1-2 pocket. He hit it a little bit low. Missed the object pin as a result. Leaves the 1 and the 7. 8, 9, or 10. It's a 10. 44 after 4 for Matt Goodale here. So where do we leave off with Matt Goodale? He has a season record of 75 and 93. He's bowled 12 matches. Away record 46 and 38. Home record 29 59. Currently 4th place in his division and 8th in the wild card standings. And he'll mix down 4 with a 6-pack left side. The 6-pack, again, brought to you by the 25th Lane Bar at Lakeside Lanes. Do check it out. If you're bowling and you want a drink, getting the 6-pack shot, why don't you go over to the bar and get yourself a nice beverage. Alcoholic or non. As Matt Goodale mixes down 5 of the 6-pack, leaves the 7. For the 10, he's got it, no problem. A very good half by Matt Goodale for 54. Things are on the upswing for Matt Goodale, at least in the half department. 54 after 5. 115 in the first game, when a 54 in progress second game for Matt Goodale, who already has 2 points. He's at 169. Caitlin Zoltko comes into this game with a 109. Let's see what happens from here as Caitlin Zoltko goes to bowl 5 boxes here on the ACST. Caitlin a little thick on the head pin, thick and full on the head pin. She'll drop 6, split 6. 7, 10, 3, 6. Waiting for wood to settle, be favorable. I think she wants to play it. Let's find out. Well, I guess we won't know. That ball kind of trailed into the right channel. Caitlin takes 3 and almost takes the 4th. That would have almost been a great PGS situation, but she takes a 9 to start things out. I was talking with Caitlin before the match, and she's just working through a bit of a strain injury in an area that I know would affect any bowler when you're bowling. So, but she's doing a great job so far. These balls are all right on the money for the most part as she drops 9 here and leaves the kingpin. And what injury. There's no problem with that spare for Caitlin Zoltko. Injury, nothing. Doesn't matter. That single pin spare with wood, Caitlin Zoltko was on the 5. And I was a little worried about playing it on the left edge. Knowing Lakeside, sometimes that doesn't actually go in your favor, but Caitlin did a great job. Actually, she's already going to fire and work on that spare fill, and she drops 8. That's 27 after 2 with that 8 fill in. 2-7, it looks like a favorable spare leave for Caitlin. Yes, it sure is. It's a confirmed second spare in a row for Caitlin Zoltko. 37 and a bonus after 3. Take a look at this. See if we can get it in quickly. Caitlin is a fast bowler, doesn't like to wait very often, so replays can be tough, but look at that shot. That was a beautiful one by Caitlin Zoltko. Caitlin on the 1-3 pocket, and that's sometimes when you get hot on the marks, you just want to keep throwing, and this is the result of just keep plowing forward. That's a 7 split for Caitlin and a 7 fill. That's 44 after 3. What happens here? It's a third spare in a row for Caitlin Zoltko. Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. That's the hat trick spare. 54 and a bonus after 4 for Caitlin Zoltko. Let's watch this. 5, 8, or no, whatever that was. The 2 on the left and 1 on the right. I won't speculate on what the pin numbers are. And oh my goodness, she's already firing. Sorry, would play the replays, but we just keep moving ahead. Another 7 fill for Caitlin Zoltko in a split. 61 after 4. 8, 9, 10. This will be a pretty spare if it goes. Oh, and just a little off the wood. Probably thought about it a little too much. The mark streak ends here. She'll make it a nice 9 box, and what a powerful half by Caitlin Zoltko. A solid 70 after 5. What a heck of a match this is, and what a heck of a game that is for Caitlin Zoltko. Matt Goodale throws a 54 half, and Caitlin who throws a 70 half with 3 spares in a row. Wow, what a run. Matt Goodale is next here on lane 1 here at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm Steve Kelly on the call for this Class B North in this ACST match on a Sunday afternoon. Matt Goodale, and yeah, kaboom. Blow them away. They don't mind. Strike for Matt Goodale already. Watch this. It was fast. It was definitive. It was exciting. It was thrilling. It was perfectly executed, Matt Goodale. That's 64 and a bonus after 6. And he looks to do it again. 2 pinfalls late. I don't think the 9 pin's going to go, but what a heck of a bid. A 9 fill so far. And it's a layup opportunity. He's all over it for the spare, Matt Goodale. That's a big spare on strike, and that's 84 and a bonus after 7. Matt Goodale turning on the gas because he has to do it with this single pin shot on the 9 pin. And I threw it, and I saw just the way it was lined up. I was like, no, that is missiling right to the 9. 84 and a bonus after 7 for Matt Goodale. Goodale is, oh, I thought it wasn't. I thought it was going to graze the head pin. Didn't quite do it. He'll take a 4 fill with 6 standing. 1, 7, 10, 3, 6, 4. Matt Goodale on the 1-3 pocket. He almost takes them all. He leaves the 4. 88 after 7, and it was almost another mark, almost his hat trick. It came very close, and the ball was right where it needed to go. He's all over it for a 10. That's 98 and 8. Wow, that's a great run by Matt Goodale, who's gone perfect since the third box, excuse me. From boxes 3 to 8, nothing but 10 strikes and spares. Goodale, he throws a hard fastball. This one was a little off target. 1, 2, 5, 8, and 9. That's a 5 drop. Goodale just slightly misses the head pin by a plank or 2 and leaves the 1 and the 2, takes pins out in the back. He's going to have another over 100 game easily here. It'll be better than the first. Goodale will pin it out and get out of that box. Still perfect for a 10, 108 after 9. He's been perfect since the 3rd box. Matt Goodale in his past 5 matches has taken 45 points, averaging 9 points per match. And he has 8 matches this season, totaling over 500 in grand total pinfall. In his past 5 matches, he's totaled 3,023 pins. And he's on the 1-2 pocket here. It's another 6-7 leave and a drop. We've seen a lot of this leave today. At least the third or fourth time today. Matt Goodale on the 6-7 for a spare. He'll be in the wood and he'll just shoot straight back. Looking at a 116 to 118 range here. He'll take the midway point for a 117 second game for Matt Goodale. Nice game by Matt Goodale. A 3-mark 117 with a 54 half. That was a nice job. He's thrown a 115 and a 117 for a 2-game total of 232. Caitlin Zoltko with a 70 half and a 3-mark run. Looks to match that. And we'll see how far she can get here. And it looks like she is well on her way. Let's see what happens here on the ACST when we come back. Here is Caitlin Zoltko on lane 1 at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. Crossing over, drops 5. Caleri. Bob Caleri of Lexington, Massachusetts. This is the 1-2-4-7-9 version of the leave. Caitlin Zoltko chops 3 of 5, leaves the 1 and the 7. Nine box for Caitlin for 79 after 6. Yeah, both bowlers with a fantastic run of marks and everything overall today. Definitely mogging those pins, as the kids say nowadays. Caitlin Zoltko's on the pocket, and she's got a right side setback, a 7 drop, and a split. 5-6-10. I hope this goes. This will be pretty if it does. Yes, it does. Caitlin Zoltko marks up the setback. 89 and a bonus after 7. Sweep him off to the right. It was a great ball, great throw. Whoop, she's already firing. And that'll be a 3-fill. Just a little off target there. 1 diamond, 4 triangle. Caitlin a little off the head pin, leaves the head pin. Zoltko pins it out for a 10 for 102 after 8. Compare that to 98 after 8 for Matt Goodale. Again, it's another tight game, but Caitlin is closing in with an advantage this time around. And she does not need a mark to be able to take points. She can get 2 10 boxes and it won't be a problem. Caitlin Zoltko on the 1-3 pocket. That's a big advantage right there. An 8 drop is the 5 and the 8. That is a spare leave opportunity. Caitlin with that wood. Yeah, that wood facing us was worrisome, and I think she wanted to avoid it. Whether it was a miss or intentional or not, that was a tough one, but she can still get a 9 or a 10, and that will put her on a perfect pace to still get points. That's a 112 with that 10 box for Caitlin Zoltko. She needs 5 pins to tie and anything higher to take 2 points. The tie is worth 1 point. Caitlin 1-3 pocket, mixing, 7 drop, 2-4-8. Mark opportunity. That puts her over Matt Goodale for this game. She'll have 2 points. Looking for padding for the total. Almost spares it up. Debris flying everywhere, but not much going on there. There'll be a pin out of play. Has to be removed. Matt Goodale will do the honors. Although it might actually, no, it's not gonna roll out. Might give me a second or two to show you Caitlin Zoltko's stats here. Caitlin Zoltko having a great season, 77-91 with 12 matches played, third in her division, seventh in the wild card standings. She has 15 strikes, 61 spares, and 76 tens in her past 5 matches for recent performance analysis. That will be a 9-box for Caitlin Zoltko for a 121. She will take the second game. Matt Goodale 117, Caitlin Zoltko 121. Matt Goodale with a 2-game total of 232, and Caitlin Zoltko just down by 2 in the total with a 230. We have a match. We have even points and almost dead even grand total pinfall. We're done game 2. Let's go to game 3 of 5 here on the ACST. In just a moment, you're watching the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour at Lakeside Lanes with Steve Kelly on the call for 3-ball spare. Great to have you along. We will be continuing in just a couple of moments here. And welcome back. It's Matt Goodale. He's ready to go. Matt Goodale's longest streak of strings over 100 has been 9 this season. His longest streak of matches over 500 has been 8 this season in a row. I'll have you know. That's a 6-drop for Matt Goodale. That's the 1, the 2, the 8, and the 9. Matt Goodale's longest winning streak of more than 7 points per match has been 4 in a row this season. His average points per away match, 7.7. His average points per home match, 4.8. Matt Goodale averages 110.8 on the season. When he's on the road, 110.7. And he'll miss the object for the spare shot. And it becomes an 8-box for Matt Goodale. We're at Lakeside Lanes today in Manchester, New Hampshire, located off of exit 1 on 101 in Manchester, New Hampshire. Lakeside Lanes opened on November 27th, 1959. As of January 2026, that's about 66 years old. That's a weird 5-drop and a split for Matt Goodale. 4, 5, 7, 9, 10. Oops. Yeah, that's a leave. That's all I have to say about that. Matt Goodale, though, will he take that leave? Take it or leave it. The 9-pin is sliding and wiggling, and it slid at least maybe a centimeter to the right, but it didn't go. That would have been pretty if it went and it had a chance. Matt Goodale will pin it out, though. I believe that will be 18 after 2 with that 10-box. Yes, it will be. So Lakeside Lanes has a soundproofing system in which 85% of all sound is absorbed, as in case you needed to know. Tim Lipke owns Lakeside Lanes along with his son Shane Lipke, and a great cast of people here. Keep this place looking, sounding, feeling, and being overall incredible. That's Lakeside Lanes for you in Manchester, New Hampshire. Come check it out. That's the 1, 7, 10, 9 for Matt Goodale here. And will he get it? Pins are flying everywhere, but the 9 and the 10 are protected by some deflections in front of it. Nine or 10, he'll take 1 for 2. 27 after 3 for Matt Goodale. Lakeside Lanes use manual scoring and manual lane resetting. CompuScore is the software that is used for the scoring tables and computers and all that. And at Lakeside Lanes, there's Goodale with a Lakeside pocket shot. He drops 8. That's the 5 and the 8 down there. clean shot on it will be a spare. And there it is. There is the clean shot. 37 and a bonus after 4 for Matt Goodale with that nice shot on the 5 and the 8. It was a great one. And he's on the pocket again. He'll take a 7 fill off of that. A triangle on the right side. It's the 3 triangle, 3, 5, 6. 37 after 4, no, 44 after 4, excuse me. Goodale, bouncy ball, a little bit off target. And he'll make an 8-box out of it for 52 after 5. Not a bad half for Matt Goodale, 52 after 5. Right where he should be, 115 and 117 in the first 2 games, and a 52 in progress third game at halftime for Matt Goodale in this 5-game series. Caitlin Zoltko comes into the third game with a 232 game total, and we'll see what she can do to catch up to Matt Goodale's 52 half. Here's Caitlin on the pocket, drops 8, splits 8, 5-10. Want to get nerdy, let's talk about planks at Lakeside lanes. Might apply to other centers too, but in particular at Lakeside, there are 39 planks on the lane. There's an arrow every 5 planks. There's 4 planks in between each arrow. Plank 20 is the middle arrow. The 6-pin plank is the 10th plank from the right and is the 30th plank from the left. And that's my little talk about planks at Lakeside. If you're a plank person or a spot bowler and want that for reference for whatever reason. That's a 10-box for Caitlin Zoltko in the first. I know I use planks a lot when I'm trying to measure shots or even just give people advice on how to take shots, because you can say inches or centimeters, but that can, as objective as that is, oh, but you know what's objective? That's a strike for Caitlin Zoltko right there. Talk more about the planks in a second. So Caitlin Zoltko strikes it up. Let's see if I can cue up this replay and get it to the point where you want to see. Look at this. 1-2 pocket, most down the 5, and the 10 goes next. But yeah, I tell people in terms of planks because it's just kind of easier to communicate visually. You can just say, like, you know, look at the planks down on the lane. You just want to go like 1 plank to the left, 1 plank to the right, or just this much. Because you can say inches or centimeters, but then you're just kind of trying to juggle too much in your brain when you're talking about that. With planks, it's like you can visually see it. Caitlin with a 6 drop so far on the strike fill, and it becomes a 9 fill, leaving the head pin out on the 4 horseman right side. 29 after 2. Caitlin for the 10. She misses it for the 9. The head pin stands 38 after 3 for Caitlin Zoltko. Compare that to 27 after 3 for Matt Goodale. Right next to Lakeside Lanes is Mojo's, which is a great little place that does breakfast, lunch, dinner, and has Guinness on tap. What more could you want? I can personally vouch for it. Good omelets, good burgers, and tons of TVs at Mojo's. If you're hungry and have a couple hours before league, you can't go wrong with them. They share the same parking lot as Lakeside, so you won't be late as long as you sprint over right before your first ball is thrown. 8 drop for Caitlin Zoltko here. And that ball goes nowhere. Down the road from Lakeside Lanes is also the Goldenrod. Fantastic chicken. Also just maybe like a 1.5 to 2 minute drive down the street from Lakeside as well if you're looking for some food options. Didn't get a chance to eat dinner and want to have something before your league at Lakeside, check out the Goldenrod. Get their to-go package of chicken. Spicy, regular, whatever it is. They'll probably have something for you. There's Caitlin Zoltko with nearly a strike. She touches the 10th pin. Piece of wood even resting against it. That was a great bid. It just didn't go. Zoltko kicks the wood and gets the spare. And that's how you sit on a half. A 2-mark half, 57 after 5 for Caitlin Zoltko, 52 after 5 for Matt Goodale. Caitlin Zoltko with an advantage of 5 plus a fill. It's 284 for Matt Goodale and 287 for Caitlin Zoltko at halftime here in this 5-game series. 2.5 games in. Matt Goodale will start the second half. Here he is, Matt Goodale. 1-2 pocket, nice hit, 8 drop, 6-9, nice. With wood nearby, you can play the 6 directly into the 9, you could play the wood, it's bowler's choice. Goodale chooses the wood, and he is successful in choosing the wood. In fact, let's watch that again on the 6-9. Red lines the wood and mows right into them. $62 and a bonus. Next ball is a awkward four-fill. Little off the head pin, and there came attacks with that. 14 in the 6 for 66 for Matt Goodale. And he's on, ooh, wow. Kind of outside the head pin, kind of full on the head pin. It just jumps over everything else. Goodale, oh, and he pokes another, and oh, yikes. That's going to be an awkward 6 box for Matt Goodale, 72 after 7. Matt Goodale, oh, he had a bit of a misfire. I kind of saw it in his approach, and you can see in his body language he had some trouble with that throw. A little bit off target, and that happens to everybody in bowling, so it's just not a question of if, it's usually a question of when. Matt Goodale has got the center diamond and the 6 triangle. This is more on it, a little too on it. A little too full, 2, 3, 6, 10. Third ball, an okay out of 7 for 79 after 8 for Mr. Matt Goodale. In fact, here's more stats for Matt Goodale. Again, he's 75 and 93 with 12 matches played in this 18-match season. He's in Class B North Division 2 this year. Class C North Division 4 last year in his first season. 1-3 pocket for Matt Goodale. Late falling strike maybe, not quite. 9 drop. It was a 5-7 leave, and the 5 fell eventually. The 7 pin is just there with wood. It could be a spare. Let's see what happens. For Matt Goodale. Oh, no. That's going to be a 9. Overthrew it, overthought it a little bit. Went into the gutter, came out, took the pin. 9 box, 88 and 9 for Matt Goodale. And Goodale is a little off the head pin this time. He drops 4. It's a 6-pack on the left side. And Goodale wanted to go on the outside of the head pin and mow down the 6-pack, but it just didn't connect. Again, it was maybe a plank or 2 to the right of that head pin. It's unfortunately going to end up being a sub-100 game for Matt Goodale, and it will be a 9 box for a 97 in this 3rd game for Matt Goodale. 115, 117, 97 for a 3-game total of 329 for Matt Goodale. Just a little under 110 for his average, so bowling exactly his average pretty much. 329 for Matt Goodale with 2 strikes, 6 spares, and 6 tens, totaling 53 in fills, averaging 6.63 per fill. Totaling 173 on lane 1 and 156 on lane 2. So lane 1 is his more favorable lane as of right now. Here's Caitlin Zoltko to finish off the 3rd game. And she'll drop 6 on the head pin. A bit of a light hit, and that's a fill on a spare, by the way. So a 6 fill ain't bad. That's 63 and 5 for Caitlin Zoltko. Caitlin, oh, come on, come get the 9. Piece of wood slides right in. Doesn't push it, though. It was a great bid and a great idea. Caitlin Zoltko pins it out for a 10 for 73 and 6. Talking more about Caitlin Zoltko. In her past, she has about 13.2 splits on average per match and 26.6 per 50 on the head pin per match. 3 pinfall wins this season so far. She'll drop 6 there. On the head pin again. So Caitlin Zoltko has a more than 50% head pin completion percentage. She has eight matches in a row totaling over 500 in grand total pinfall. She misses the spare there. The messenger doesn't come to take the 10 on the right side. She has a high single of 135, a high series of 586 this season. That's a 9 for Caitlin Zoltko. 82 and 7. Matt Goodale is at 72 and 7. Caitlin Zoltko, opening ball, drops 5, misses the head pin to the left. It's a Kaleri on the right side. The Kaleri. This is the 1, 3, 6, 10, and 8 version. Caitlin pokes the 6. Caitlin Zoltko, when she's home at Lakeside, she's 38 and 32, positive record. Averages 106 for the season. She'll take a 7 box here. 89 and 8. Caitlin Zoltko has a perfect 50% perfect box percentage. 6,369 pinfall before this match began. 20 strikes, 125 spares, 130 tens. Caitlin Zoltko, thin hit on the 1-2 pocket, but mixes down everything but the 7 and the 10. A nice mix with a lot of wood. That's important for a 7-10 split. See, look at this. Lumberyard Home Depot down there. That light hit was the courtesy of that. Caitlin Zoltko, let's make it pretty. Oh, man. The 10 pin I thought was more guaranteed to go based on where the ball collided. But the 7 pin is taken, the 10 pin somehow isn't involved. It'll be Caitlin Zoltko for a 9 or 10 box, and she'll take the 10, pinning it out for 99 and 8. She'll take the 3rd game officially over Matt Goodale's 97 with 1 box to go. Now they are tied in the total, 329 to 329. Caitlin Zoltko now has an opportunity to take a step ahead. And a mark would make it even better. Caitlin Zoltko to the right of the left of the head pin, excuse me. 5 drop, 4 horsemen right side and the 7. 4 right, 1 left. Zoltko just off the offside of that head pin. Wanted to connect to it on the outside, but just missed it to the left. So she'll be over 100 still. No problem. It's going to be an 8 box. It'll be a 107 game 3 for Caitlin Zoltko. But it's 2 points, so Caitlin Zoltko currently has 4 points. Matt Goodale with 2, not counting the total just yet, but it's 329 for Matt Goodale, 337 for Caitlin Zoltko. Matt Goodale taking the the first game. Caitlin Zoltko taking games 2 and 3. Matt Goodale 115, 117, 97. Caitlin Zoltko 109, 121, 107 for a 3-game total of 337. Averaging over 110. Matt Goodale will be back on the approaches in just a few moments here while we move on to game 3 on the ACST. Powered by 3-ball spare. I'm Steve Kelly on the mic. It's great to have you today. And we're back. It's Matt Goodale. To start game 4. He'll drop 3. Take the 6, 9, 10 out. And Matt Goodale almost blows up the rest of the rack. Leaves the 3 pin. That's the only one that doesn't go. And that's a 10 box. 10 box for Matt Goodale. Caitlin looked at me for a second, was like, a spare or 10? I was like, I got you. Just got to clear a wayward pin that's jammed back there in the channel somewhere before the turntable, and getting rid of it's always tricky because sometimes the ball can trip the, it'll jump over where the gutter ends and the plate begins, and also where that pin is jammed, it might just not move. So sometimes just resetting the lane is kind of the best you can do in that situation. That's a respot for Matt Goodale on lane 2. Goodale on the pocket, big shot. And that's an 8 drop, 6-10. Matt Goodale misses the target, takes the 10, leaves the 6. He's had some trouble with corner pins today. On the right and the left side, actually, now that I remember. That's a 9 in the second for Mr. Goodale for 19 after 2. Matt Goodale, high single, 142, high series, 621. Like I said, he's got a 600 on the books. A little off target there, off to the right. Takes 2. Matt Goodale on average goes 21 for 50 on the head pin per match. Goes 9.6 splits per match on average. He has the 6th highest ACST total spares at 154 and the 3rd highest ACST North total spares at 154. And he leaves a wiggling pin down there for the spare shot. It was a good bid. But he's going to be still averaging over 9 or 10, or at least 9 or 10. He'll be a 9 for 28 after 3 for Matt Goodale. Matt Goodale recently faced Bruno DeFeo in round 12 in the ACST, taking 2 points with a 540 series. 88, 102, 124, 117, and 109 with 1 strike, 12 spares, 11 tens. That was some recent performance by Matt Goodale. And he's on the pocket and another strike-worthy shot, but he leaves the 5 and the 8. And Matt Goodale takes 1 and leaves 1. Matt Goodale bowls out of Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts, both last year and this season. That's a 9 for Matt Goodale. That's 37 after 4. With 1 to go, he's gone 2 for 4 on the head pin, no splits. Overall, he has gone 19 head pin shots today, 56% and 8 splits. Matt Goodale will mix down 7, not on the head pin. 1-3 in the 10. Spare shot again. At home at Academy, Matt Goodale averages 111. Away, he's 46 and 38. At home, he's 29 and 55. And he'll miss the spare, leaving the head pin. He has a lot of spares this season. 24 strikes, 154 spares, 122 tens. That's a lot of tens as well. Perfect box percentage of 50, 66-52 pinfall overall for Matt Goodale this season so far, not counting this match, and that's a 10 box. He'll throw 9s and 10s this half for a 47 half. 3.5 game total of 376 for Matt Goodale. Caitlin Zoltko comes into this 4th game with a 337. Let's see what Caitlin Zoltko can do. Caitlin Zoltko on the 1-2 pocket. 7, maybe more than 7 if the 6-pin thinks about it. It's going to sit there and continue to think about it and not do anything indecisively. That's a 7 drop for Caitlin Zoltko. 6-9-10. Caitlin fires on the 6-9-10 and gets the cap of the wood, stuffs the ball a little bit, takes the 6, takes the 9, does not touch the 10. Like she said, yeah, Caitlin just made a remark about the same thing, the cap. The cap was the problem. And that'll be a 9 as it goes into the gutter for Caitlin Zoltko for a 9 box in the first. Caitlin Zoltko away average 106.3. When she's at home at Lakeside, this is her home house. This is a home game. She's 106 on the average. 1-3 pocket for Caitlin Zoltko, drops 7. It's another triangle. It's the 2 triangle, 2-4-5. With some wood, and again, you could have a problem with the cap again. We'll see what happens. Zoltko, oh, a little way too off. She got 1 pin and got another pin by sheer grace. Leaves the object pin. So it'll be another open frame, 9 or 10. She's going to pin it out for a 10, 19 after 2. Caitlin Zoltko in her past 5 matches has taken 39 points, averaging 7.8 points per match. Longest winning streak of more than 7 points. It's been 3 in a row this season so far. Longest streak of games over 100 it has been 10 in a row. As she takes, 1 out on the 7 pin. Caitlin Zoltko has had 8 matches in a row, totaling over 500 in grand total pinfall. Average points per away match, 5.6. Average points per home match, 7.6. Caitlin Zoltko on the 1-2 pocket. That was a pretty shot with a pretty mix, but the 5 and the 10 still stand. 5 and 10, 8, 9, or 10, and she'll make it a 9, splitting the difference. That's 28 after 3. That's tied with Matt Goodale's 28 after 3. Both bowlers in these past 3 boxes have bowled 9s and 10s. And we've had very few boxes under 9 today for both bowlers. When we look at our visual graph indicator, we're dropping very low when it comes to 8s, 7s, and 6s and nothing else. Caitlin Zoltko will drop 8. Head pin shot this time. Zoltko for the spare. Yes, finally she avoids the wood, avoids the cap, and she gets a spare on the books. 38 and a bonus after 4 for Caitlin Zoltko as we go to the replay. On the 5 and the 9, excuse me. But look at that. She was just on the outside. You can tell by the body language that was a tight squeeze to get in there. Caitlin, oh, and another 2 fill. Half-lister 2 fill for Caitlin Zoltko, and yikes. She had that problem before, and the second ball last time sailed into the void. Let's see if that, hopefully it doesn't happen this time. It does not happen this time. She's on the pocket. She takes all but the 5 and the 10. So it won't be a 2 box. It won't be a 4 box. It'll be a 9 box for Caitlin Zoltko, making the most of that half. 49 after 5. Matt Goodale 47 after 5. We're 4.5 games in. Matt Goodale sits at 376, down by 10 to Caitlin Zoltko's 386. And in the string, Caitlin Zoltko leads by 2 with her 49 to Matt Goodale's 47. So let's see what happens here in the second half as we move to the 3rd quarter of the 4th game. Matt Goodale will do the honors here in just a couple of seconds here on the ACST. You're watching with Steve Kelly and 3-ball spare, the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. We're back. It's Matt Goodale on lane 1. Here we go. Head pin. A big ball. A 7 drop. A 7 split. 4, 6, 10. And looking at this, the 2 pieces of wood in front of the 4. Oh, how would you play that? Probably a right side cap and hope for a left side sidewall bounce, maybe. Or you could play the left side of the 6. Matt Goodale hit the wood full. Yeah, that's a tough shot. Sometimes it's just best just to pin it out and reset and forget. And that's a nice pin out for Matt Goodale. 57 after 6. That's a good wiring pin out. His 3rd 10 box of the game. 3 10s, 3 9s, 57 after 6. 3 for 6 on the head pin with 1 split for Matt Goodale. 56% on the head pin today. Matt Goodale in the 1-2 pocket. He drops 7. That's the 3, the 9, and the 10. no wood, but that is a reasonable spare offer. Play some sidewall, get some bounce. That's the name of the game for the 3-9-10. Kind of like that, but the 9 just didn't cooperate. It was a sleeper pin. That's a difficult pin to take. So Matt Goodale is looking around a 9 or a 10. It's another 10, 3 10 boxes in a row, a triple X throwdown for 67 and 7 for Matt Goodale. 396 in grand total pinfall so far with 3 boxes to go before we conclude his 4th game. Matt Goodale to the left of the head pin, drops 4. It's a 6-pack right side. And we've talked about the 25th lane at Lakeside Lanes, the bar. They also have a party room, function room. If you have a birthday party at Lakeside and you want to do something and have a bit of a private space, that function room is perfect at the 25th lane. And on the 6-pack, Matt Goodale takes 4 of 6, leaves the 6 and the 10. 8, 9, or 10 for Matt Goodale. Another 10 box, his 4th 10 box in a row. 77 and 8. This perfect box percentage for Matt Goodale is fantastic right now. 5 10s and 3 9s for a 77 after 8. 4 for 7 on the head pin with 2 splits this game. 10 splits overall, 21 overall head pin shots for Matt Goodale. 1 3 pocket, drops 7, 2 4 5. 2 triangle. Goodale on the triangle, he takes the 5 and leaves the 2 and the 4. And Goodale will take yet another 10 box, making the scoring job real easy. That's 87 and 9 for Matt Goodale. 5 10 boxes in a row is that is nothing to shake a stick at, nothing to thumb your nose at. That is consistency at its finest. That wins games. You know, I know right now it doesn't look like the highest scoring game in the world, but oh my God. That's a head pin shot. That's a 5 drop. That's the 4 5 8 9 10. Yikes. And you know, his expression is my expression, honestly. If I threw that and got that, I would have had the same reaction. Matt Goodale, he pounds some in the center, leaves the 4 and the 10. All right, give me a pretty 10 box here, Matt. It's going to be another sub-100 game, but it's not for lack of trying. He had effectively a perfect half, and it's going to be an 8 box. That'll be a 95 in the 4th for Matt Goodale. Had some trouble, certainly, in this game. Just some breaks that didn't work for him, just some splits that he just couldn't do much with, and that's just the game for you sometimes. Matt Goodale with 4 games. He's at 115, 117, 97, and 95 for a 4-game total of 424. Caitlin Zoltko comes into the second half with a 49 after 5. 386 in the grand total pinfall. Goodale leads at the moment by 38 in the total and 46 in the string, 5 boxes ahead of Caitlin Zoltko. And here we go. Caitlin off to the right of the head pin, just ever so slightly, drops 5 with the 4 horsemen left side in the 10. Caitlin grazes the outside of the head pin, and I know that shot was the one she wanted, but it just was just at an angle slightly light enough to only take the head pin. It's the 2, 4, 7, and 10 now for a 10 box with a 6 box minimum. Caitlin's on the outside of the left 3 and takes those 3 for a 9 box. That's 58 after 6 for Caitlin. And Caitlin will mix down 5 and leaves 5 in the center. 153.89 for Caitlin Zoltko. Out. Oh, wow. Grazes the outside of the head pin. Once again, we're seeing a common theme here. She leaves the 3, the 5, the 8, and the 9. Six or higher. It's going to be 9. 9 for Caitlin. 67 after 7. Matt Goodale was also at 67 after 7, so we still have a game. Remember, it's about points, not necessarily spectacular games. You're playing for points in each game. Caitlin on the head pin, and she'll kick the 5 for a strike. Very well done by Caitlin Zoltko. And if I'm fast enough, I'll queue up to the exciting part of the strike. Watch this. 1-2 pocket, kick it over, see ya 5 pin. She's going to respot, or the lane is, the pin setter just needs extra time, that's all. So Caitlin Zoltko with that strike at 77 and a bonus after 8. This could be the pivot point. Zoltko off to the right, takes 3 so far on the strike fill. 6, 9, and 10 take it out. Caitlin overcorrecting to the left. It's going to be a 5 fill on her strike. That's 82 after 8. Oh, and it sails into the void. That's a 5 box. So while it is a strike, it kind of gets negated. It becomes basically 2 10 boxes. That's 87 and 9, tied with Matt Goodale's 87 and 9. It's going to come down to the last box. So maybe that strike isn't the pivot point we were thinking about. All right, Caitlin Zoltko needs a mark here. Just got to stay on pace. Drops 5 so far, splits 5. This ball will be for points. She's at 92 right now. Needs 3 to tie, 4 to take it. There's the 3. It's a tie so far. Caitlin Zoltko can put it in here if she can get 1 pin. She has at least 1 pin, 1 point this game. Oh, and it's going to be a tie. It's going to be an 8 for Caitlin Zoltko. It'll be a 95 love for this game. For Caitlin Zoltko, each bowler gets 1 point with this tie. Going into the 5th, it's Matt Goodale with a 424 and a Caitlin Zoltko with 432 in the grand total pinfall going into the 5th game. It's a difference of 8 in the total in Caitlin Zoltko's favor, and in this game it was a tie. So it's 5 points for Caitlin Zoltko, 3 points for Matt Goodale. The 5th and final game will be big then, because it's going to be a huge point sway up for grabs since everything is close. So it's going to be exciting. Stay with us here as we move on to Game 5 here in just a couple of moments here on the ACST. 2 for the 5th game and 4 for the total pinfall. It could be a 6-point sway. So we'll see where things go. Caitlin Zoltko with a narrow advantage, but Matt Goodale could snipe that away. So stay tuned with us as Matt Goodale takes the stage here in just a couple of moments or seconds or whatever it is whenever Matt Goodale is ready here on the ACST. And here he is. He's ready to go, Matt Goodale. He's going to mix in the back row and take this and leave the center diamond in the 4. It's a 5 drop. Goodale misses the target, but he gets a roll of wood. The head pin is left. Nine or 10 becomes a 9. 9 in the first for Matt Goodale. Matt Goodale in his past 5 matches, he's had 17 strikes, 84 spares, and 63 tens. 3 matches in a row over 550. 8 matches in a row over 500. And he's going to mix down 6 here. Matt Goodale has had one shutout victory of 14, going 14-0 this season so far. 4 pinfall wins. And for the spare, he'll kick some debris around. Maybe the head pin, not quite. He's left with the 1 and the 7. In his past 5 away matches, he has taken 36 points, averaging 7.2 points per match. This is a road match for Matt Goodale, who bowls out of Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. He'll take a 9-box, 2 9-boxes in a row, 18 after 2. In his past 5 home matches, he's taken 25 points, averaging 5 points per match. That's the story for Matt Goodale. And he's full on the head pin, but he's going to chop a few more out. 6 drop, 4 6 3 10 for Mr. Matt Goodale. 3 4 6 10 if you want the metric version. 3 right, 1 left. Outside of the head, outside of the object pin of the 3, it kind of cuts around and everything but the 6 goes. And that's going to be a 9-box for Matt Goodale, his 3rd in a row for 27 after 3. Matt Goodale's thrown 2 strikes, 6 spares, and has had 12 10-boxes today so far. He'll chop 2, and that's a half Worcester on the left side for Matt Goodale. That's when you poke the 2 and the 8 or the 3 and the 9. That's called a half Worcester. A quarter Worcester is if you just take the 2 or the 3 alone. Goodale on the pocket. That was a nice ball, but everything just mixed weirdly. He's got the 4 5 7 to deal with now for a 10-box. Goodale makes the most of it with a 9 for 36 after 4. His 4th 9-box in a row. Thanks for tuning into the ACST, the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, the best place to watch some of the most exciting Candlepin matches from a wide selection of bowlers from all skill levels. If you like this content, I encourage you to consider subscribing to help us grow. I want you to check out the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook and YouTube for all of the great action all season long. 5 drop from Matt Goodale. That's the 2, the 5, the 7, the 9, and the 10. Yeah, sometimes a pocket shot only gets you that, and yeah, that's going to be something to shoot at for sure. Goodale fires on this mess, misses the object pin to the left. I know what he wanted to do. He wanted to sweep right and take left, but not much going on there when you miss. 6 or higher. It's going to be a 7 for Matt Goodale. All right, it's going to be a 43 half for Matt Goodale. 4 9s and 1 7. Almost a perfect game of 9s. He threw a 115, a 117, a 97, and a 95 in the first 4 games, and he currently has an in-progress 43 here in the 5th. Caitlin Zoltko comes into the 5th game with a 432 and a 109, a 121, a 107, and a 95. Here's Caitlin Zoltko. Off to the right, 5 drop, Kaleri left side. The Kaleri. We've seen a lot of these today also. Noticing quite a pattern with these today. And Caitlin's off the head pin, only connects with the 2 via courtesy of the wood. And it's going to be a 7 for Caitlin Zoltko after 1. Hope this broadcast finds you well, everyone involved here, from the bowlers to the staff you cannot see. All appreciate your viewership and interest in the world of Candlepin bowling, especially at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire here. Lakeside Lanes is my home house, so got to root for the home team for sure. That's a 6 drop for Caitlin Zoltko. Missed the head pin again. 1-3-7-8. Caitlin on the 1-3 full, 7 and 8 untouched. And Caitlin will make it a 9. That's 16 after 2. Matt Goodale is at 18 after 2, plus 2. Again, it was a difference of 8 in the total coming into this 5th and final game. So, yeah, it's intense. Let's see what happens here. Caitlin Zoltko on the 1-2 pocket drops 8, 6 and 10. And that wood looks, may or may not be lined up. I would play it direct. I wouldn't bother with that wood, honestly. But Caitlin Zoltko is going to choose neither. Oh, that would have been dangerous, playing the cap of that wood. I think she meant to go right at it, but just threaded the needle instead. And that goes into the right side channel for an 8 box for Caitlin Zoltko. That puts her at 24 after 3. If you live in the area or are willing to make the pilgrimage, the Candlepin bowling community would absolutely appreciate your interest and visitation. Check out candlepin.org and click Go Bowling to find your nearest center if you want to give you this unique regional sport a try. From the heart of New England and Eastern Maritime Canada, there's a 7 drop for Caitlin Zoltko. 1-7-9. Caitlin on the 9, and only the 9 leaves the 1 and the 7. And she'll take an 8 off of that. 32 after 4. And compare that to 36 after 4 for Matt Goodale, a difference of 4 in Matt Goodale's favor. That keeps things relatively even still. It's a difference of 3 in the total right now. This uneven point in the match, Caitlin Zoltko with a full hit and a 4 drop, a split, a traditional academic spread eagle for Caitlin Zoltko. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Caitlin Zoltko takes 3 on the left, and 3 on the right still stand. Caitlin Zoltko made this shot a couple of matches ago. Earlier this season, it was actually here at Lakeside Lanes on lanes 3 and 4. I do have a short of that on 3 Ball Spare on YouTube if you want to check her out, Caitlin Zoltko making that shot. It was a great, great moment. So Caitlin Zoltko's at 39 after 5, and Matt Goodale is at 43 after 5. Caitlin Zoltko leads in the total by 4, and Matt Goodale leads in the string by 4. How about that for juxtaposition? So yeah, this is going to be a heck of an intense last 5 boxes for a big 6-point pot for our bowlers to take. Matt Goodale with Caitlin Zoltko with a 4-pin handicap in the final 5 boxes for the total pinfall, effectively. Matt Goodale drops 9. A mark would really put him ahead early here. Matt Goodale is a 4 handicap in the string, meanwhile. And Matt Goodale will take a mark. We had a little break from the marks for quite a few boxes here, at least 15 boxes or so, but we're back with marks provided by Matt Goodale on the single pin spare on the 10. A beautiful shot. And he's already firing. Sorry about that. And that's a 7 drop and a 7 split, a big 17 for Matt Goodale. That could be just what the doctor ordered. That's 60 and 6. That's a 3-4-6. 3-6 on the right and the 4 on the left. Goodale tries to go for the 3-6 pocket and kick over to the 4, but he's stuffed by the wood on the cap and leaves the 3 and the 4. The result of the play is a miss on the 3 for an 8 box for 68 and 7 for Matt Goodale. Hope you enjoyed this match today. I'd like to thank our ACST committee members, including our ACST League Commissioner Danny Finn, our Class B Treasurer Corey Alisi this season, our ACST statistician Micah Imperato, the staff at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. I'd like to thank Steve Avadili also, who contributed some video content. You can check out his work, link in the description, stabodili.com. And Matt Goodale took out a few pins there, 3 pins to be exact. He's got the 1 diamond and the 6 triangle to shoot at. And Matt Goodale will take the other 3 on the opposite side in the back right corner. Now he's got just the 1 diamond to shoot at. To round it out, it's going to be an 8 box, 76 and 8, leaving the 1 and the 3. Matt Goodale does. Always like to thank viewers like you for watching as well. Always appreciate you coming out to watch these Candlepin bowling matches in the ACST. We're kind of a little past the halfway point of its current season, this 18-match season. The playoffs will probably be in a couple of months or so-ish, based off of last year's cadence and scheduling. Matt Goodale will drop 5, almost a 6-pack, but it ends up becoming a 5-drop. Matt Goodale on the 5-pack, looking to fire, and he just is a little bit narrowly off the head pin and leaves the 1 and the 10. So no spare. Matt Goodale will make it an 8 box for 84 and 9. If you enjoyed this Candlepin bowling content today and want to see more, I encourage you to strike, comment, and subscribe to the multiverse of Candlepin bowling, such as the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook and YouTube, my channel 3 Ball Spare on Facebook and YouTube, the Candlepin chat group on Facebook, Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, Candlepin Corner on YouTube, and wow, what a heck of a leave that was by Matt Goodale on the head pin. It's a 5-drop, and yikes. 2, 5, 8, 9, 10. Wow. Matt Goodale a little bit full, can't quite take the object pin. That's the only pin left standing. He's going to go sub 100 here in the 5th game. Ends up becoming a 9 box for Mr. Goodale with a 93 in the 5th game. He'll finish today with a 517 series, a 115, a 117, a 97, a 95, and a 93. That'll be Matt Goodale checking out today with a 517. Caitlin Zoltko with 5 boxes to go is at 471. Matt Goodale has the total by 46, 5 boxes ahead, and has the string by 54, 5 boxes ahead. That is the stage that is set for Caitlin Zoltko to overcome here in the final 5 boxes of this ACST match here at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. And here's Caitlin Zoltko on the 1-3 pocket. And it's going to be a 7-drop. It's the 2, the 5, and the 10. Caitlin wants to sweep, and the 5-pin just doesn't want to cooperate with that sweep. In addition to all those other things I was talking about, I want you also to check out Candlepin Bowling on TikTok. TikTok. Oh, my God. Such an old person. TikTok. That's a 9 box for Caitlin Zoltko. Sorry, let me rephrase that. At Candlepin Bowling on TikTok, also known as the TikTok Ladies on the Candlepin Bowling channel on TikTok. There's Outrun the Bear on Facebook and Instagram. There's Alley Chat on YouTube. There's Bowling with the Gothiers on YouTube. There's Wolfman12395 on YouTube. There's the Candlepin Bowling channel on YouTube. The Ripping the Rack podcast on YouTube. There's the Approach podcast. There's also Tony Levesque on YouTube. Charlie Collins on TikTok. Check all those folks out if you just can't get enough Candlepin bowling content. There's a Caleri left side for Caitlin Zoltko, and she goes to sweep that Caleri, and the sleeper stays. The messenger doesn't take the 9-pin. Caitlin Zoltko will make it a 9 box. That's 57 and 7. Matt Goodale was at 68 after 7. So Matt Goodale still holds on to the total by 28, and Matt Goodale holds on to the string by 36. There's 3 boxes to go for Caitlin Zoltko to clear those hurdles. The total is more likely at this point, but we'll see what happens. Caitlin Zoltko 1-2 pocket, powerful hit. And it's set up for a spare. It's a 7-drop. It's the 3, the 5, and the 9. Zoltko for the spare. She needs this. Oh, the sleeper doesn't go. And that was pretty much right where it needed to go, but things just perfectly split away from the 9-pin. This is going to be a nail-biter going into the last 2 boxes. That's a 10 for Caitlin Zoltko. Total goes down to a lead of 18 by Matt Goodale. String goes down to a lead of 26 by Matt Goodale. So 2 10s will take the total, but Zoltko needs a mark to take the string. Oh, and that's not going to help. That's a 5-drop split, spread eagle minus the 7 for Caitlin Zoltko. Yikes, okay. 2 could take 3. That's the idea. Caitlin Zoltko takes the 2, and the 3 don't go. Yeah, that's some discourse we were talking about in the Candlepin chat group, and that's a Dan Murphy recommendation. When you have a shot like that, shoot at the 2 pins to make the duo take the trio. And there is an 8-box for Caitlin Zoltko. This is going to be very close. It's 5-17 for Matt Goodale and 5-07 for Caitlin Zoltko. A difference of 10 will tie the grand total pinfall and split 2 points apiece for each bowler. And in the string, Matt Goodale has an 18-point lead, so it's a must-mark situation for Caitlin Zoltko. For the string, at least. She chops 2. That's a left side half Worcester. Okay, let's see something good here. Oh, sails into the hole. And oh, my goodness. Okay. A 10-box will be big implications. It won't be a 10-box. That'll be a 5-box for Caitlin Zoltko. That will decide some things here. That's the end of the match for us, folks. That's ball game. Matt Goodale holds on to the total by 5. 5-17, and Caitlin Zoltko with an 80 in the 5th game throws a 5-12 overall. So Matt Goodale holds on for the 4 points for the grand total pinfall, and he does take the 5th game as well by 13. So that's a big 6-pointer for Matt Goodale. That swings things quite a bit. So, wow, that's been one heck of an intense match. Both bowlers struggling mightily in the 4th and 5th games when it comes to finding marks. That just happens in Candlepin sometimes, so that means this is going to be the most interesting split. I haven't seen this in a while. It's going to be a good old 9-5. It's Matt Goodale with 9 points and Caitlin Zoltko with 5 points. Yeah, that's a unique split, and it's fun to say. It's a 9-5. I know I got one of those once in Class A last year in the ACST. So, yes, 5-17 for Matt Goodale, 5-12 for Caitlin Zoltko. It was a 115, 117, 97, 95, and 93 for Matt Goodale. Caitlin Zoltko with a 109, a 121, a 107, a 95, and an 80 for her 5-game series. Caitlin Zoltko had more strikes than Matt Goodale. Caitlin Zoltko had more spares than Matt Goodale, but Matt Goodale ruled the 10 boxes, 12 to Caitlin Zoltko's 8. 42% perfect box percentage for Matt Goodale versus Caitlin Zoltko's 40. In the fills department, bowlers were relatively even in the mark fills. Caitlin Zoltko totaled 65 in fills, averaging 5.42 per mark, while Matt Goodale totaled 60, averaging 6.67 per fill. When it comes to lane 1 and 2 performance, Matt Goodale had a much better time on lane 1 with 271 on lane 1 and 246 on lane 2. Caitlin Zoltko with 234 on lane 1 and 278 on lane 2. In the boxes 1 department, head-to-head, Matt Goodale won 21 boxes versus Caitlin Zoltko's 18, with the rest being ties. The head pin percentage, really good today for both bowlers, well over 50% for both of them. 28 for 50 for Matt Goodale, 29 for 50 for Caitlin Zoltko, 58%. The splits were gnarly, but they were also fair. Matt Goodale with 15 splits, Caitlin Zoltko with 14. First ball average is really high for both bowlers, 6.12 for Matt Goodale and 6.0 for Caitlin Zoltko. So what does this all mean? It means Matt Goodale with 9 points moves to 84 and 98. Caitlin Zoltko takes 5 points today and moves to 82 and 100. So that's the story for the numbers today. Here's some graphs. Feel free to pause the video if you want to analyze this any deeper. For bowlers in the internal ACST group, I'll be posting these stats separately as well. But feel free to pause the video if you want to analyze this any further. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this match today. I've been Steve Kelly on the call. It's been great to have you along. If you want to see more content that I produce, I run 3 Ball Spare, a channel on YouTube and Facebook. Do check that out. A bunch of other platforms on your screen. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, suggestions, or favorite moments. So we'll see the next Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, and actually I'll be playing. I'll see if I can get together a bit of a highlight reel of the greatest shots thrown today. So stay tuned for that. I hope to see you all at the next Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Have a great one, everybody. Is completed by Matt Goodale, and we will continue that way throughout the whole match. There's a spare for Matt Goodale, our first of 0.1 for the season. When she's at home, she averages 106. Away, she averages 106.3, and there is the spare we were talking about. Oh, and Caitlin will get a double spare. Matt Goodale will be a slow-moving strike. I'm looking at wiggling pins. I'm looking at more wiggish. Maybe a red line if you're feeling lucky. Something like that. We'll see what Matt Goodale does. Low on the head, low on the wood, and he takes it. And here she is. Caitlin's on the 1-2 pocket. She's going to get a big splash and a big strike. And that's a spare for Caitlin. For the spare. He's got it this time. And what injury. There's with that 8 fill in. 2-7. It looks like a favorable spare leave for Caitlin. Yes, it sure is. The result of just keep plowing forward. That's a 7 split for Caitlin and a 7 fill. That's 44 after 3. What happens here? It's a third spare. B North in this ACST match on a Sunday afternoon. Matt Goodale, and yeah. He's all over it for the spare, Matt Goodale. I hope this goes. This will be pretty if it does. Yes, it does. Caitlin Zoltko. Clean shot on it will be a spare. And there it is. There is the clean shot. Or even just give people advice on how to take shots, because you can say inches or centimeters, but that can, as objective as that is, oh, but you know what's objective? Zoltko kicks the wood and gets the spare. Goodale chooses the wood, and he is successful in choosing the wood. Zoltko for the spare. Yes, finally she avoids the wood. Remember, it's about points, not necessarily spectacular games. You're playing for points in each game. Caitlin on the head pin, and she'll kick the 5 for a strike. Matt Goodale has a 4 handicap in the string, meanwhile. And Matt Goodale will take a mark. Is completed by Matt Goodale. And we will continue that way throughout the whole match. There's a spare for Matt Goodale, our first of 0.1 for the season. When she's at home, she averages 106. Away, she averages 106.3. And there is the spare we were talking about. Oh, and Caitlin will get a double spare. Matt Goodale will be a slow-moving strike. I'm looking at wiggling pins. I'm looking at more wiggish. Maybe a red line if you're feeling lucky. Something like that. We'll see what Matt Goodale does. Low on the head, low on the wood, and he takes it.